For the record, Darryl Perry, CEO of Liberty Lobby LLC. This is, I believe, the 4th time I've been before this committee on this exact subject. The ACLU's been here numerous times, and as was mentioned earlier, the First Circuit Court of Appeals has deemed this to be unconstitutional. And if you permit me to read a very brief excerpt from that ruling, where they ruled digital photography, the internet, and social media are not unknown quantities. They've been ubiquitous for several election cycles without being shown to have the effect of furthering vote buying or voter intimidation. Skipping down, Secretary Gardner has admitted that New Hampshire has not received any complaints of vote buying during his term as Secretary of State, and can only point to incidents of vote buying happening in the 19th century, well over 120 years ago. So the argument that ballot selfies encourages vote buying is completely debunked. The next claim is that prohibiting the ballot selfie is protecting the secret ballot. Well, as was mentioned, no one is being forced to take a ballot selfie, and the court further rules that the law controls the use of imagery of marked ballots, regardless of when, where, or how the imagery is publicized, adding that the prohibition is a curtail on the freedom of speech of all voters, not just those motivated for an illegal reason. And as was mentioned, it's not just the First Circuit that has thrown this out. A good friend of mine was actually the plaintiff in a case in Colorado. She's the outreach coordinator for the Libertarian Party of Colorado. They have a similar statute on their books. She wanted to make a how-to vote video. And she was informed that if you make a video showing someone how to fill out a ballot, you are in violation of the prohibition on, and allow me to read the language because it's the exact same. No voter shall allow his or her ballot to be seen by any person with the intent of letting it known how he or she is going to vote. So by filling out a sample ballot, it was construed that that was a violation of the ballot selfie law. She filed an injunction or a court action on with the ACLU in Colorado. Colorado court threw it out. She was allowed to make the how to fill out a ballot video. So if this does proceed any further through the courts, then it's most likely going to be thrown out at the Supreme Court level as well. And I know that on at least 2 occasions of the 3 previous hearings of this bill, the committee report said something along the lines of, the committee believes that the law should not be changed prior to the conclusion of the court action. And if I understand correctly, the state wants to possibly pursue this to the Supreme Court. So court action is not yet concluded. But I would still recommend ought to pass on HB249, and I can email the committee my notes here.
Thank you. Any questions? Representative Porter.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for taking my question. It's been stated several times during this testimony that no one is being forced to take a ballot selfie. I'm wondering how you know that.
Well, if someone is being forced, that would be voter intimidation, and that's already illegal. But the statute here does not require anyone. So when I talk about force, I'm saying from the legislature or from the government. So nobody, as far as government penalties, there is no government penalty for not taking a ballot selfie. So if HB 249 goes through, there's not all of a sudden going to be a state law that says everyone who votes must take a picture of their ballot. But if someone is being forced to go vote and take a picture to prove it, well, that's voter intimidation, vote buying, that's already illegal. At one time in this country, it was a common occurrence for people to be plied with alcohol and taken around from polling place to polling place. And there are some states that still have provisions that liquor stores have to be closed on election day to prevent that practice. It's believed that Edgar Allan Poe was actually a victim of that because they found him drunk and disheveled when he was dying. So they believe that he was being plied with alcohol and taken from polling place to polling place. So I agree with the previous speaker. This is a solution in search of a problem.
Thank you. Other questions from committee members? I'm seeing none. Thank you for your testimony here.